Okay, how manufacturing and production works. So in our scenario, a company is approached and asked to make 17,000 bolts. Now, the company goes through a planning process and then it moves into a design process. During the design process, the company has to think of a number of factors, and these are the tooling. What type of tooling do they need? Machines, the types of machines. Did they need a CNC machine? Did they need a CNC turning center? How many machines do they need? They then need to look at the manpower. Have they got skilled manpower? Do they need skilled manpower? Are they going to have to recruit? Or is it semi-skilled? Or is it unskilled? And do they have enough staff overall? They need to look at the amount of energy the whole process will consume. It needs to look at the cost of raw materials. And then finally, how they will distribute the finished product to their customers. What's the most fast and most efficient way of getting it to them? Now, most manufacturing companies will need to sell a specific number of the product before a profit can be made. They do this through calculations, which we'll go on to in our next unit. Now, this point where the debt is changed to a profit is called a break-even point, and we discuss it more in Unit 49. Now, whilst the product is being made, the company is incurring debts. All right, paying off debts for the cost of the tooling. It's continually running off debts through its running costs. Now, as we said, our company has been asked to make 17,000 bolts. So the company itself is selling each bolt at 50p. So it's 50p per unit. And in this scenario, what they're doing is they're splitting this into two fractions. One fraction is paying for the raw product. The other will be paying wages, etc. Now, through this, what they do is that through the calculation systems, the company works out that they have got to sell over 200,000 nuts, bolts and washers. All right, they've got to reach that 200,000 to turn a profit, to make the whole thing viable. Otherwise, it's just not worth their while. Now, through the calculation, it's 200,000, and they've come across the number, or worked out the calculation rather, that it's going to take them 7 weeks to do this. The plan is that they're going to make the 200,000 within the 7 weeks, and at the 7-week point, they start to make a profit. However, there could be delays to that. Now, there could be breakdowns, poor maintenance, or just something catastrophic goes wrong and one of the machines goes out of action completely. And there could be staff shortages, so people going off sick, holidays, and so on and so on. All these things need to be factored in. Some of them you can't. So for companies to be able to reduce the risk, what they need to do, they need to choose the right manufacturing process. They compare the different types of manufacturing processes and then compare their chosen process against a standard. And that is what we're going to go on to next.